Charles Hanagriff for Bayou Bengals Insider.com. A couple days in front of LSU and Mississippi State, the home opener for the Tigers. We shoot here in front of the Jackie Andoni Museum. The campus is going to be hopping. First time in 15 years that LSU has gone this deep into the season without playing a game at home. It's going to be an interesting contest. Mississippi State, much improved under Dan Mullen in year number 2, but a disappointing loss against Auburn a week ago Thursday. You've seen a lot of these Thursday night games produce some memorable upsets, especially when the home team is involved as an underdog. State went into that a slight underdog and nearly pulled it off. But one of the things that they have struggled with for years, lack of a quarterback, still seems to be a problem for them at Mississippi State. 2 quarterbacks in and out. For LSU, well, they've got quarterback problems of their own. Jordan Jefferson only 8 for 20 in week number 2 against Vanderbilt. A couple of things that we noticed in the first game. Before the interception in the third quarter, when LSU was leading at 10-3 and looking to go up 2 scores, Tigers have played 1st and 10 19 times, 11 runs and 8 passes. That fits in pretty much with Miles' philosophy of a little bit better run-to-pass ratio on first down. After that, they shut it down completely. 11 first downs, all of them runs. So the Tigers did what they had to do this past weekend. The question is, what do they do in a game that's more competitive than the Vanderbilt game? What do they do in a game that they possibly fall behind? They stick with similar strategy and they're going to be in trouble, but they seem reluctant at this point to open the offense up, have Jefferson throw the ball a little bit more down the field, to get it to Russell Shepard, Ruben Randall, Terrence Tolliver, and that's a little bit of a concern at this point. A lot of folks are asking about Jarrett Lee. Will he get an opportunity in this ball game? Miles on Monday said that they would like to see Lee get some opportunities, but that they were going to try to right Jefferson first. Given the past history, I think that means that this is going to be a Jarrett Lee game that he doesn't play unless Jefferson is injured or unless the game is well in hand. If Miles goes in that direction, then if Lee doesn't play well, he's in a little bit of a bind. So their preference is to see Jefferson play better and get the offense going. I'd like to see them open up this game with some easy things for him to complete, to gain some confidence. Maybe it's a slip screen, maybe it's a pass out in the flats, maybe it's a shuffle pass, maybe it's a check down, something that can get his confidence going. I remember the last time I said this was 2008 when they played Georgia and Jarrett Lee was starting. Wanted them to start with something that was easy for him. They came out, they got a big return, they got out to midfield, and they went 5 wides and no backs. Lee threw an interception, which returned for a touchdown the first play of the game. So something, obviously, a little bit more safe than that. But I would like to see them put some things in the offense where they throw the ball on first down. I've always thought that when you want to help a quarterback, you let him throw the ball on first down where the defense isn't stacked up on you, rather than in a third down situation where they know you have to throw the football. One of the things that Manny Diaz from Mississippi State is going to do, he likes to blitz. They're going to bring a lot of people. So if LSU's running the ball a lot on first down, and they get some second and third longs, you can expect him to bring a lot of people, put Jefferson in an uncomfortable position. 2 other things I'll say about the offense. This is going to sound like a broken record. Number 1, junk the option. It's not working. Miles had one of the most curious answers I've ever had him have Monday's press conference. He said, well, when asked by WAFB Steve Schneider about the lack of success of the option, he says, well, that's not supported with vision. I think, paraphrasing the rest of it, I think it's a good, a good situation for us that we can exploit. Well, I can support it with stats. They've run it 5 times for -7 yards and 2 fumbles. Take it and pitch it right in the trash. I don't see where this play is working. The second thing is, I'd like to see Russell Shepard get involved more, but hey, we've been saying that for a year and 2 games now, so I'm not going to harp on that anymore. Did see some improvement on the right side of the offensive line in game number 2. Left side was fine in game number 1. The right side with Josh Williford stepping in for his first start, and Alex Hurst, you're talking about 650 pounds plus on that right side. 2 young players with a lot of ceiling to them, a lot of upside. I'd like to see that improve. Also on offense, D'Angelo Peterson ran in practice this week, could be back. That'll only help, although I think Mitch Joseph and Chase Clement have done a really nice job in relief. Let's talk about the defense for a second. Really strong outing, obviously, last week. And we talk about a couple of young players that have really started to make their mark. Sam Montgomery and Barkevius Mingo, both of them fast, up the field, penetrating ends that have caused a lot of havoc. I think it's only a matter of time before Teams have to start scheming against these guys and account for them, maybe with more than one person. That's going to open things up for the interior, and Drake Nevis is having a fantastic start to his season through 2 games. And I don't want to get too premature, but the first 2 games of his senior season look a lot like the first 2 games of Glenn Dorsey's junior season when he was all over the place. So we take a look at that. Some young players in the secondary that have done a nice job. We're seeing a little bit more of Craig Papa-Lawston here in the last couple of games with some good results. We saw Eric Reed at the end of the last game, and Tyrann Mathieu has had an awfully good start to his season. So I like LSU in this ball game, probably by 2 scores. May not be the most pretty thing that you ever see. State could cause some problems, but this is a series that LSU has dominated. I expect that to continue on Saturday, even though State is a little bit better. And I think the crowd will be enthused. Again, it's been 2 long weeks they've had to watch college football. Some people, say, well, if they get out to a bad start, there could be some boo birds out. I don't think that's going to happen. I hope I'm not fooling myself. I think this crowd will be loud and enthusiastic, and hopefully LSU will get off to a good start. I'm calling the Tigers 27 and Mississippi State 23 and Mississippi State 10 here in the home opener for the Tigers. Charles Hanagriff, BayouBengalsInsider.com.